Hi, I wanted to start a new unit with you. I wanted to begin ecology. We're going to do our notes a little bit different this time. We're going to write them all down together so that I can draw. So, ecology is a wonderful unit that I look forward to every year because it's the one where we have the most interaction, where we play the most games and we cut out the most pieces and move them around and we color a lot, and it's a very visual unit and it's a lot of fun, a lot of high energy activities. But alas, this time we are going virtual with it, so this is a first for me. um okay, so let's just get started on our notes for today. So this will be for ecology notes. All right. Meow. All right, so the first thing that we want to note is that there are living things and non-living things. So we're going to call these things biotic factors, and those are living or were once living. Okay. Okay, so let's do some examples of those. Examples of biotic factors. Grapes. Aloe vera. That's so random. Okay, aloe vera plant. You. What else? Mushrooms. Ticks. And we count, in the state of Arkansas, we count paper, because paper used to be a tree and thus was once living. All right. Other states may not count things like paper because it's not technically living. So that's just something that Arkansas counts that other states sort of have a different opinion about. All right, so then there are abiotic factors. Okay, so abiotic means non-living. Well, how would you know that? Okay, so remember the prefix a at the beginning of a word means like non or without. And then bio would be like our root word there. Bio means life. And so it would be without life. And thus it's non living and has never been living. So examples of those are water, air, rocks, man. Oh, climate. And then pretty much like anything on the periodic table is gonna not be living. Um, yeah, so just basic parts of an environment that don't move around or metabolize anything. Okay, so ecology is the study of how biotic and abiotic things interact with one another. So, just a quick note, biotic things influence abiotic things. What's an example of that? Well, we influence our environment every day, all the time. Something that has been kind of neat about the pandemic is there have been a ton of sea turtles coming up to shore, like endangered sea turtle species, and laying all their eggs in far higher numbers than they ever would if people were not social distancing right now. So it's actually been pretty great for endangered species that we, as humans, are pulling back and staying away from nature and not traveling as much and going into their areas, because it could save some species, honestly, including our own. Okay, and then we also pollute, right? So we pollute literally the water, the air, and the soil. And so we do some damage there. We also cut down trees, but that's how biotic is affecting other biotic factors. Likewise, abiotic factors can affect biotic factors because of the amount of water that is present, what type of water is present, is it drinkable, is it potable, what type of air is present, what's the climate like, right? Because some species can only survive in certain climates, and so that affects what can live there. So anyway, these things affect each other constantly throughout our entire planet. And that's what ecology is based off of, is this relationship, biotic to biotic and biotic and abiotic. And to some degree, right, abiotic and abiotic. That gets more into geology a little bit, but that's all part of ecology as well. All right. Excuse me. All right. So ecology is just the study of the environment and how living and non-living things interact. Okay. So I thought we would start with the hierarchy of life as it is in ecology. I'll go ahead and start at the very, very bottom where we were earlier in the year, and then we can move our way up. Okay, so I need some room down here. I need smaller font, I think, here. Okay. So down at the very, very, very bottom, we start with cells. And that's where we start in our class. Other scientists sometimes will start in other places, but we start with the smallest unit of life. Okay, so you have cells, and then a bunch of cells working together makes tissues. A bunch of tissues working together makes an organ. A bunch of organs working together makes organ systems. Okay. And then organ systems working together makes an organism. Okay, and that is actually where ecology starts. So ecology starts right here. And I'm going to change my font or my colors so you can see that we have changed to ecology. It's still the same hierarchy of life, but just we break it up in the units for where it's the most applicable. Okay, so organism. When you have an organism, it is sometimes also referred to as species. And those would be one and the same, okay? All right, so you have a species, and then when you are counting all of the individuals of that species or that organism in a given area, that's called a population. Okay, and when you're counting multiple populations in a given area, we go into, okay, species, population. Oh, I'm going blank. Hang on. Okay. Sorry, I blanked out. Organism or species, population, and then we go to community. Whew, my handwriting is rough. And community would be all the biotic factors. You only count the biotic factors. And then above community is an ecosystem. And that is abiotic plus biotic. And so you count all the things, climate, which is annual rainfall and temperature, water, what kind of rocks exist there, what's the air quality like, etc., etc. Above ecosystem is biome. And above a biome is the biosphere, which is the biggest. It is the sphere of all life. It goes down to the bottom of the oceans and up into the air. Okay, so that's the hierarchy of life, and I will pick back up with another video in just a second.